Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome! My name is Luna, and this is Dark Souls, the original. Alright then guys, let's get straight into it, and we'll start off here in character creation. We're going to go female, and we are going to go bandit class. We're going to take the master key. Physique will be a large upper body. We'll just go for a commoner face. We're not going to mess around too much with this. Braided or bun. Let's go with a nice bun, and we'll do some red hair. Customize. And we'll, as I said, we won't mess around with this too much, but we will just customize the hair color a little bit, and get the red going there. That's nice and red. I like that. Beautiful. Okay, that'll do. That will do. So we just back straight out of this. Now we need a name. What are we going to call ourselves? Let's call ourselves, I don't know. I'm going to take a name that Stevie uses for a character in WoW. So that's the name, Camel Toasty. So that's what we got. Female bandit, master key, large upper body, commoner with a red bun. And her name is Camel Toasty, and we are ready to go. Now sit back and enjoy the opening cutscenes.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death. And of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. The first of the dead. The witch of Asylum and her daughters of chaos. Gwyn, the lord of sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. The strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign.
Ooh, well, there you go. That was exciting, wasn't it? Bloody hell. Wow. I'm excited. I haven't played this game for a long time.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Rat though. Oh. All right, we are into it. So, just trying to move my screen around a little bit here. Okay, so that dude just dropped the key down through the ceiling there. Can I look up there? Just a hole in the wall. I don't know who he is or what's going on there. I've started with this piece of crap broken sword. I'm going to take the hat off so I can show my nice red hair. Now, it's drop this thing straight away. Never going to use it. And out we go into the game proper. We are on our way. These messages on the ground are just tutorials. That was all the tutorials that you got from this game. So the first time I played this game, I had no idea what the hell was going on, as did anybody, unless they played Demon Souls, but I hadn't. So that's the demon there that we will come back and fight a lot later. Now, I don't really want to get into too much of a debate about whether this game is better or worse than Dark Souls 2. Everyone seems to have an opinion on that, but I don't think that comparatively many people played this game compared to Dark Souls 2 anyway, and I think the completion rate was something less than 36% for people that did play it. So it probably, in my opinion, it is a slightly tougher game. And I would say that the level design, probably everyone would agree, is better in this game compared to the second game. Whether or not it's actually a better game or not, I don't know. I can't say that. I had so much fun playing the second game. It was one of my favourite games of all time, so I can't say that it was better than this. This game, though, is extremely good, and I have had a lot of happy and frustrating hours playing this game. Get out of my way, bitch. I picked the bandit primarily because of the high strength that the bandit starts with. Oh, that's the guy that actually dropped the key down to us there. And we'll talk to him in a second. First of all, we're going to go up here. There's a boulder you can see right at the top there. Avoid that and get in here. This guy got knocked down through a hole in the ceiling somewhere. Can't really see it. Never mind, we'll just talk to this guy here.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I are both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family: thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
And that's all he's got to say. It's interesting that he says he would hate to harm us after death. That was him dying, by the way. I'm just going to unlock this. This goes back here and to this bonfire. Now I'm going to rest here. This game is different to the second game in that you actually have to rest at a bonfire in order to reset yourself there in the event of death. I don't think I'm going to die here to the tutorial boss, but never say never. First time I played it, I died to the tutorial boss 5 or 6 times. I'm going to admit it was pretty embarrassing. And my son come over and then beat it first time and made me feel like a serious noob. Okay, so as I said, level design in this game is pretty spectacular. Pretty much, if you can see something, you can get to it. Nice jumping attack there. The axe is a pretty powerful weapon to start with as well, so there is that. That's where we're going to go, out there, in a second. We will be coming back here later. There's a ring and there's also a boss that we'd like to get hold of. He will drop a slab when we kill him. He's pretty tough. The first time you fight him, he's a bit of a bitch of a boss. Okay, so here we go. First boss tutorial, the Asylum demon. And we're just going to try to get around him. As you see, he's not got much health, and the battle axe just makes pretty short work of him. That big ass demon hammer that he's got, if you beat him first time round, that's where the bonfire is, by the way, and the demon that you can hear, the stray demon, is right underneath that we saw earlier. If you beat that boss first time around, he will drop the demon's great hammer as a weapon. Awesome weapon, great fun. Requires enormous amounts of strength. That's not the weapon we are going to use for this run. In fact, I think we're going to be going for the halberd and possibly claymore for this run. So there's a little soul packet here, just a couple of 100 souls. Every soul is sacred right now. And over here you'll see just at the end there, this bird's nest. That's Snuggly the crow in there. A very weird thing. They reintroduced it in Dark Souls 2 with whatever those crows were called, Tilo and something else. We got another cutscene coming up here, I should shut up. I don't know how anyone discovered the secrets of that crow, but more on that later on. Let's do this cutscene.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
And here we are in Lordran, a pretty damn sweet cutscene that, and we will. This is kind of like the nexus, or the central hub of the game. Really, we'll be coming in and out of here a lot. Firelink Shrine, beautiful music with this area as well, beautiful music, and we will get 10 Estus flasks when we rest at this particular fire because it has been kindled. But we'll talk more about that later. This is the Crestfallen Knight, and we'll talk more about him as well. First of all, I'm just going to run around and grab a few things. I'm going to grab that humanity, 3 humanities there, and oh, I went the wrong way then. There's a few little soul packets and things like that to pick up. Fire bombs, they come in handy. Fire is kind of OP in this. We'll be definitely be using a bit of pyromancy for this playthrough. This dude here, I can't think of his name. We'll talk to him.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Firelink.
Petrus, okay.
Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible. Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Ugh.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Okay, so Petrus will teach you some miracles. If you want to go faith build, there's definitely at least one of his faith miracles that I do want to get, and by saying yes it means I'm going to join his covenant, which is the way of the white. One thing about this covenant is that it puts you at the bottom of the list to be invaded. So when somebody uses a red soapstone in this game to try to invade another player, if you're in the covenant of the white, you will be at the bottom of this list. So you very rarely get invaded if you go with this covenant.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods. Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
So we can learn the gesture, the shrug, and the miracle that we want is the heal down the bottom there. You'll see, where is it? I don't know where it's going at. It's heal, it's 4,000 souls, I don't have that, and
Come again. The
we're going to pick
effectiveness
that one
of the
up.
teachings depend.
Okay, so that is Petrus of Thoroland. This here is a shortcut that we will activate a little later. And here is a little soul parcel we're going to grab. And now we are going to just drop down here. There's actually an elevator, but we'll worry about that later on. We're going to come out here. Now this is actually Petrus's gear here in these chests, according to Batty Video, who knows all about the lore of this game. The Morning Star, the talisman. The talisman is for casting miracles. The Morning Star is a pretty decent weapon, does bleed damage, and 4 cracked red eye orbs. The chances of getting invaded are probably pretty slim anyway, because this game is getting on now, although people still do play it. It's not as an invasion hot game as it used to be. Okay, so this is the graveyard, and there are, like, if you see that shield down there, there are skeletons. They spring to life. Originally, when this game first came out, you could not kill the skeletons without a cult weapon or a faith infused weapon. Basically, they would just keep coming back to life. But then they kind of changed it, and this graveyard now you can't kill these skeletons. But because I'm such a low level, they will probably kick my ass if I take them on. So what I'm going to be doing is just trying to run through here and not worry about these guys too much. I'm going to grab these souls that are hiding around this wall here. Alright, I do have a guy after me here. Oh shit, and I'm dead! First death by gravity. Welcome to Dark Souls. Oh yeah. Okay, not a problem, but that's easy to grab back. There are a few other items in the graveyard here. The Zweihander, that's a soul packet there. There's a spear, there's binoculars. Nothing really I'm going to worry about too much. I'm just going to grab my souls back there and just fail jumping. The jumping mechanic is slightly different in this game. Don't know, did I pick up the soul that was around here? Can't remember. Don't think I did. I think I just saw it. So yeah, there's another one around here. So we pretty much grabbed everything that can be grabbed early on, but there's a couple of things, but that's fine. We don't really, we're not going to worry about that too much. Now we're going to use these 2,284 souls to level up a little bit. You'll see actually my health bar didn't drop after I died. The health bar only drops if you get cursed in this game, and hopefully that's not going to happen to us. Also, if you are hollow, like I am hollow, you start the game hollow, you cannot get invaded. You can only get invaded if you're in human form, so there is that as well. So if you don't want to get invaded in this game, you can, unless you want to play offline, you can just play hollow. But the risk of invasions is always an interesting thing, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. So we're going to level up, and I want my strength at 16, and I believe I need my dex at 11. 12. I need my dex at 12, so that's a good start. That's to use the the halberd. That's the weapon that I'm going to use in this game probably. So here is a firekeeper. She won't say anything. She speaks not. And we are going to go now to an area that is kind of a late game area. And there is every chance I am going to die here. What I would do is take these things off so that I just have the homeward bonus going. I'm going to attempt to get a Estus Flask shard to level up my Estus Flask early game. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to be going into an area which is somewhere we will not go until kind of later on. There's another soul there. Oh, these guys just, you know, freaked out hollows praying to God knows who. There is a pretty good weapon here. The S-Stock, it's a rapier type weapon, extremely long rapier, and you can use it like a spear from behind a shield. The transient curse, you use those over this bridge. There are ghosts, and you cannot damage the ghosts unless you use a transient curse, but they sure as hell can damage you. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to try to run past these guys and grab the item. You'll see one in a minute. There it is there. They will wreck my shit if they get too close to me here. I need to just kind of run straight through. Oh, well, there you go. Completely failed. Sometimes in this game the camera goes off at weird angles when you run through archways and things like that, and that's kind of what happened there. I know that. I mean, I should have been a little bit more careful, slowed down a bit, but like I said, it's been a long time since I played this game. So once again, death by gravity, number 2. And I did not send the elevator back up. That's another thing I've got to remember to start doing. So what I think we'll do is we'll go get this thing, Estus Flask shard, and then we will talk to the crestfallen knight. Little speedrun trick there, and then we'll call this video good. Don't want to make these videos too long. 20 minutes is fine, I think, and I can then try to get them out pretty frequently. I know I haven't been doing that lately, but you know, life is what happens when you're making other plans, as John Lennon said. Okay, I'm going to get my 61 souls back. So this time I'm just going to take it easy through here. There's a very, very small bridge. So just going to grab this, grab it, and get out of here. Dying there is not a big deal. I only had 60 souls, so that's fine. And now we'll just talk to this dude, Crestfallen Knight. Oh, before we do that, we'll go to the Firekeeper and use that shard. Oh, it's a Firekeeper soul in this game, rather than an Estus Flask shard. That's it. And as I said, she won't talk to you. There is a point in the game where she will talk to you, but I don't know whether we'll get that or not.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no celebration here. You'd have done better to rot in the Undead Asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the Undead Church, The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead? Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
He's just given us a few hints about the game here.
What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collect it bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
So, as I said, just clues about the game.
What are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it.
Yeah, he told me just then that I could kill him to get humanity, and then just...
What?
Yeah.
You want to hear more? Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the Undead church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the Undead burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the Undead burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool. Bloody hell, what is it now? You ask too many questions. What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone. What now?
So that's all he's got to say. Just a bit of general information that you can use humanity to reverse hollow. That you can get humanity in various ways. One of them is by killing him. That there are the guy who released us from the cell said there was a bell that we had to ring, the bell of awakening, and this guy says there are two bells, and one of them is up in the church, which is up over there in that lift, which I said was a shortcut that is broken, and so he said to get to it you'll have to go up that way, up the stairs and through the waterways, and the other bell is way below in Blight Town, which is down that way. And so there we are. I think we're set up there, and well, we'll call that good, and I will see you next time for some exciting Dark Souls. Stay tuned.